Welcome to Code with Steven. This morning I want to talk about align item. How do you align an item? So remember, I was talking about alignment and also said that justified content is also part of alignment, right? So today I want to now go fully into the second aspect of alignment, which has to do with how to align an item. Because there are many ways to align an item. Just like justified content as well, we have flex start, we have flex end, then you have stretch. Okay, you have stretch, flex start, flex end, then baseline. So these are the 5 major ways you can actually align an item. Okay, so let's just take a little explanation on that before we move on to the calculation and other things that follow. Okay, so like we're talking about align items, you can actually use those methods I told you to align your item. Okay, so what actually is align item? Of course, the align item property sets the alignment of items within a flex container along its cross axis. Okay, it sets its own along the cross axis. You can use it to center your item, align them at the start or align them at the end, or probably stretch them out to fill out the container equally. So that's why the property for align item, the first one is stretch. And this is the default value for the align items property because it stretches all the items to fill the container equally. At the same time, also respect height and width and constraint. Constraint could be the write-up. Maybe it has a lot of one, it has a lot of write-up or a lot of items than the other. Okay. So what about flex start? This value we align all of the item at the start of the cross axis. Okay. Also depending on this on the constraints. Okay. What about flex end? This value we align all of the item at the end of the cross axis. Okay. So what about center? Center, this value will center the elements. And when you center it, for you to get a perfect center, let's say you want to make sure it's exactly at the center, both at the cross axis, at the vertical and vertical, that is both at the y-axis and x-axis. Then you can use alignment and justify content. Okay, we'll see it practically. We'll show it very soon for you to see. Then what about baseline? We'll treat baseline differently because baseline, this value we align on the item at their content baseline. Okay, a baseline is just on which a place on which a letter typically sits. For example, if you are doing your alphabet when you are in ABC, you show you a line that can actually draft. You miss that line. So that line is what is referred to as the baseline. So without much ado, let's go ahead and start working. So if you check, I just flex flow wrap and with display flex, and you see that already this is how it is. So let's go ahead and do our align item. Okay, so we have to start with align item and we start with baseline. So if you use baseline, nothing will show because this is already the default value for baseline. Okay, so look at it, just at the no, sorry, we are starting with baseline. No, I want to use stretch. Okay, the default value for align item is stretch, not baseline. Stretch. Rest for save. See it. So it remains the same. Nothing changes. Okay, nothing changes. But let's now start working and see how changes come. Let's align this flex start. Okay, flex start. Rest for save. This will happen. It reduces it to like row. It becomes like a row. Are you seeing it? At the same time, respecting the height and width, and at the same time, volumes of items. Like this one has a lot of items on it, so it's longer than the others. While the first one has some item that is though bigger but smaller than this, but bigger than these two. So it always respects height and width and other constraints. Okay. So let's now make it flex end. Let's see how flex end works. Flex end. Press. You bring it down to the end. Okay, from top to bottom. That is a first end. Okay. So that is the flex end. So let's center it. Let's center it. Let's make it center. Line item center control. Do you see it center the whole item? Now, if you check very well, fine, center at the horizontal level, right? What about at the y-axis? Let's say we want to get a perfect center both at the y-axis and the x-axis, both vertical and horizontal. What do you use? You have to add justify content here. So most developers make use of the two. So we use the justify content center. Okay. You see what will happen now once you click on center. Let's for save. Do you see it? It center it perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. Okay. And imagine when you want to, if this is without Flexbox, you start using positioning, you start using float, there's many things to achieve this goal. But just see, just two elements of Flexbox. Align item center, justify content center, and see what appears. Okay. So this is exactly how it works. Okay. So let's now go to the next one, which is we'll talk about stretch, we'll talk about flex end, talk about flex start, and we'll talk about center. So let's go to the last one, which that last one is what we're talking about, what I thought we deals with baseline. Okay. So let's see how it works. Remember we mentioned like when we are in primary school how baseline works. Okay, so we'll use align item baseline rest for save. Did you see it? So don't look at the boxes, but look at the wording. Look at the baseline straight, say baseline that cannot be crossed. Okay, so I mean this is bigger, one of them is bigger, it will still maintain the big stage, but at the same time all the data should be on a baseline. Okay, so practice as many as you can, and this is all about your align item. See you in our next class. If you like what you are studying, kindly give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, like and share, and follow us because we have a dream, we have a goal, and that goal is for us to learn HTML, CSS, and partly JavaScript, and be able to build a website of our own from the scratch. Okay, using these two things I mentioned. Okay, so if that is your goal, if you like our own goal, kindly join us and always subscribe. So anytime we release video like this, YouTube will notify you, or Facebook will also notify you. If you're watching us in Facebook, kindly give us a star. That is, if you want to support us with a star, since we are doing this training all for free. Thank you for being there, and see you in our next class.